Most recent report, I believe $4 billion has been taken from users. That number is substantially growing.
Hey everyone, and welcome to this episode where we interview the top voices in crypto. Today I'm here with Igor from Hacken, and we're going to hear a little bit about his background, his story, what Hacken does, and of course, a review of the Ryder One. So I always like to start the series with a little bit of background. So tell us about yourself, your story, and Hacken.
So my story with Hacken goes back about 4 years. So I'm halfway. I think I was employee number 30. We're now 160.
That's insane.
Yeah. So the back in the day, but yeah, we've done a tremendous growth. But my background starts with, I guess, if referring to crypto, 2013, where I had to, kind of look into the alternative assets and alternative payment solutions. That was interesting.
How come?
Oh, well, because somebody that I was dealing with did not want to take cash, and they said blockchain is a good way to go, and that's how I got introduced. So I got into Bitcoins at 250-ish, roughly.
Nice.
And then I forgot about it once they finished, and then I found out that I had a few left, and I went to sell them, and there were 600, and I thought I was a genius. I was like the most financially savvy guy in the world.
And what were you doing before?
I was a banker. I worked for Merrill Lynch, and I worked for MUFG through Union Bank of California back in the USA. And then 2017, I decided that the TradFi life is not for me. I'm going to hang up my suits and get rid of the ties and go out and do something interesting. I ended up in cybersecurity, and then somehow the TradFi and the institutional life dragged us back in. And so this is the first day this month that I'm not wearing a suit. So I'm really excited about this.
Oh, that's exciting. Well, welcome back to your t-shirt era.
A little DGen life for the weekend. Salon Breakpoint is a way to go. You stand out in the suit over there.
I know, you really do. Everyone's like, scam?
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting. So you've really gone through the journey to end up where you are today. So what's new with Hacken? I mean, I've been following you guys. We've been in touch for, I guess, since you first joined Hacken, right?
Yeah.
4 years ago.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, what's new?
So we are expanding. We're expanding into new regions. We're heavily in the United States. We are in UAE, United Arab Emirates. We are actively working with regulators. We're helping them with the licensees, regulation compliance. That's been a big factor for us, our presence here. We have just signed an MOU with ADGM, and now they are our clients, and we assist them with several things with regulation, compliance.
That's
and
amazing.
Yes.
Congratulations.
We're super proud and super excited about that.
Of course, yeah, that's really exciting. I always, I had the CEO of Helium in earlier, and I was telling him as well, I've been following Helium for a really long time, and to see their growth is so satisfying. And Hacken, I feel the same way about it. Like, it's just fulfilling to watch a company that you've been involved with and at least watching for so long just grow into this massive monster,
Yeah, we're doing a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff that's going to be released in a very near timing. You can't speak about it, but some grand things are coming.
Yeah.
Are very proud of our chairman Dima and Yevgenia who took the CEO role. So we're under great leadership. They're taking us to new heights. New things are coming, and we're adapting with the new evolving traditional and digital world together. So we're going to take a big part in that.
Awesome. Well, as part of security, I mean, DeFi is an emerging trend again. DeFi is making a comeback, I want to say, quite strong and in a very different manner. What do you think is like the next security trend that people need to look out for?
So we now understand the importance of implementation of security, right? So anything I say is going to be like security and be careful and spammers and scammers and everything. But it all comes down to social engineering right now. We're seeing a big trend in that.
Yeah.
Corporations and others that are applying the element of digital assets as per our past report. Most recent report, I believe $4 billion has been taken from users this year. And that number is substantially growing. I believe since don't quote me on that, 2016, 2017, through now, I believe it's been 20 some $billion that's been total hacked. And like 4 billion of that was just this year alone. And I think that number actually has increased since the last number.
Yeah, because my last stat was 2.1 billion in the first half of 2025. But 80% of that was from front-end hacks and seed phrase exploits.
That is a big problem.
Yeah.
So we are as weak as you are as secure as your weakest link, right? So,
Yeah.
And we find that the users happen to be the weakest link. So you guys and us try to prevent everything else. But if you hand over your keys willy-nilly, then there's nothing that anybody can do.
But you have to admit that crypto is a bit confusing, right? So for a lot of people, I mean, it makes no sense. You have this really new technology, and then it's like, but write down your seed phrase on pen and paper and store it somewhere safe and don't lose it, and make sure that, I don't know, it doesn't get flooded and you don't lose that piece of paper. Like
the history has a lot of good examples where people have lost their hard drives, their seed phrases, and so on, and flooded, thrown in the trash.
Yeah.
There's that massive story where the guy is still looking for
James.
his lost hard drive.
Talked about him so much. He's trying to buy out the
because the government stopped him from searching in a landfill. He's continuing to search because apparently there's a large portion of BTCs in there.
So bad.
But stuff like that happens, and so one of the things that we are trying to educate the users is DYOR. Projects are doing a fabulous job in PR and marketing and advertising them.
Yeah.
But we encourage people to do their own research, look at offered solutions like what we're doing. For example, it's our contribution to the Web3 community. It's called CR.live. Live, and that's a ranking based on security. So imagine like a page where you can come and identify your tokens, your wallets, and products that you're using, what their security implementation is. Are they complicit? Are they doing bare minimum to keep your funds safe? And of course, don't be silly. Don't give out your seed phrases. Don't post it on a post-it note. Don't post your addresses. And then of course, there are some friends that are building some interesting products that you can use to secure your funds.
I'm excited for you to try out the product and get a bit of what you think. But before we start that, what's your opinion on self-custody?
Isn't that why we are all doing what we're doing?
Well, you would think so, right? But then what about centralized exchanges?
Well, what about them?
So,
They're solving a problem of some sort for somebody. For somebody, they're not. Look, they have a place to be. It's kind of like somebody that's from TradFi originally. I understand what they're doing. We need them. But look, I want to keep my money in whatever in custody I have. But it's for certain financial solutions, they're offering things that are very useful.
Yeah.
So I mean, not being a little vague here, but yeah, I believe that as long as they are doing what's necessary to protect our assets that we're entrusting them, then maybe that's okay. But then
there's always that risk, right? Not your keys, not your crypto, and we saw it with FTX and the whole collapse.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Like we trusted them, and they've done everything they can except they did one thing wrong, which
Yeah.
So I mean, once again, we understand that we've been on the market so long. That's what we are suggesting, that you look at that report, whether or not the centralized exchanges are doing proof of reserves, are they doing cryptocurrency cybersecurity standards audits, are they doing what's necessary to keep your funds safe. So if you want to use other alternative methods, other outside of your custody solutions, self-custody solutions, then validate that those big brands that you think are doing well are doing well.
And what would you say to people that don't practice self-custody?
There's so many people using traditional banking. Isn't that what it's about? So, I mean, it's going to be some time. Binance just announced their kids accounts where you can bring on. So that's another way to get to that billion users that we're all talking about. How do we get there? Get them started young. I'm getting my daughter an account.
Oh, really?
Of course. You got to get it started. And that's where we were talking about. It's hard to understand. It's not as straightforward. My dad still thinks that Bitcoin comes in a little gold coin that somehow he's gonna go and pay with, and somebody's gonna chip off a bit. I don't know. It's a little real story. My dad asked me to show him Bitcoin, reached for my wallet, and he's like, no, I mean those that I see in the papers, in the articles, the little gold coin. That's not how it works, Dad. Do you know how to self-custody?
Exactly, because you're only as safe as your security practices, right?
Exactly.
And okay, so I want you to try out the Ryder and do a little.
I was passing by your stand at Solana yesterday,
Yeah.
and I made conscious decision not to go and check it out. So I looked the other direction. I said hi, but yeah.
I'm so excited. Here, take a look.
Cool. Yeah, the box is very premium. Looks good.
Thanks.
Okay. Very nice. You guys definitely got that whole fancy experience. Wow, it comes with a little bag so you can
Travel with it.
Yeah. I'm assuming we can all trust that this is a power cable.
Yes.
And this is it, right?
No, that's a wireless charger.
No way.
Yeah. You can charge your AirPods and your iPhone with it.
Multifunctional. Really cool. This is it.
That's it.
Okay. Still small. It's very compact. Somebody is trying to say hello. Okay. Is that what?
That's it. That's your Ryder One. The button's at the bottom there, the little white thing. And so the way the wallet works is basically the backup is stored in fragments through Shamra's secret sharing. And it's 50% on a recovery tag, 50% on your phone. If you lose your phone, you can have 2 recovery tags. If you lose everything, your Ryder One, your recovery tags, and your phone, you can do social recovery. So your wife, your daughter.
I can become a recovery contact.
Exactly. Yeah.
Honey, if something happens, you get the other end.
And it's just simplified so that you don't have the annoying tech. There's no instruction manual. It's just.
So I'm setting up a new one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's get started. Create a new wallet. Okay, let's do it. Enter a name. Okay.
I'm just going to lay everything
I
out.
gotta admit, this whole interface is pretty cool.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, choose my password. Well,
Closing my eyes. Everyone's been like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, so then I do recovery tag. Oh, I put it here. It's got good, oh, it says done here. Wallet created.
And that's it. You now have wallet.
Now it's telling me back up. Okay. I need to be better at following instructions. It's actually pretty simple. I was being, see, when you understand what's going on, you anticipate what's supposed to happen.
I know, and it's
You're like,
it's not your typical crypto wallet.
no, but this is actually really cool. It's really, if you really follow instructions, actually, it's actually pretty straightforward. Okay, show that I'm done. Tap recovery tag on the back of it. Okay. Wow. I got a cool wallet. Save. Oh, somewhere send me the video. Okay.
So that's towards the other half on your iCloud.
Okay.
You can store it on your phone, or you can reject to store it on your iCloud. You can only use the recovery tags if you want, or recovery contacts. And then there's a seed phrase option as well. So it's still in there, but it's not necessarily.
So I can send, I can receive, and I can buy.
Yeah.
And so
And
I
that's
can
it.
buy any of the coins.
Yeah. So we on-ramp through MoonPay.
Okay.
The integration's live. And you can, of course, receive crypto. Currently only have 4 blockchains, but we've been building for 3 years and launched 3 months ago.
Well, congratulations. I know you guys have been doing some great stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, in terms of the way it looks, I'm really impressed. It's actually really, really exciting in this little thing together as a package. It's actually very easy. I'm very impressed.
That's good to hear. No instructions needed.
No, I am comfortable that even probably my 13-year-old daughter can figure this out.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, no, isn't this the idea? Like,
That is, yeah.
the easier it is, the straight to the point, no silly unnecessary buttons. Just gotta send, receive, and buy. That's all you need. Excellent. I like it a lot. It's really cool.
Awesome. Okay, if you can describe the experience in 3 words.
Oh, wow, 3 words. Phenomenal, great, easy. I don't know.
Perfect.
It's definitely, I thought, because I've played around with others, and it's definitely a lot easier than most.
That's good to
We're
hear.
not naming names, but yeah.
Yeah, no names. And also no blind signing, which I thought was really important, because it's like
That
using
is.
your credit card on when you can't see the POS. It just,
I have a problem with that, yeah.
yeah. Like someone can say, oh yeah, it's $13, but you don't know if they're charging you
That's
$130.
happened before, yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah.
This is really cool.
So yeah, well, I hope you enjoy your new Ryder One, and if you want to take it apart, we're happy to send you a new one.
I'm gonna keep this one. I'm actually gonna keep this one, and
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah,
keep this.
it's a good wallet. To be
a
honest,
nice
I store my crypto on my Ryder as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, thank you.
Of
This was a
course.
great experience.
I'm glad that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you like it. Hopefully, we can do more with you guys, and
We would love to. We love support new projects. We believe that things like this is the way to go. Adoption is only growing. Institutional guys are coming in and they're offering solutions.
Yeah.
And in order for people to feel comfortable, they need to have solutions that make them feel comfortable. And stuff like
100%.
this is something that they need. So I will definitely recommend this.
awesome. Okay, well, thanks for your time today.
Pleasure to be here.
Looking forward to your big updates that you teased a little earlier with Hacken. And yeah, see you soon.